And then, literally the first 3 months as you landed here, right? What were some of the operating challenges that really like straight up hit you in the face that you were never expecting or not prepared for? I think you spoke something about Airbnb and food and all
Yeah.
that, but talk to us about those things.
I think as soon as you land, you everything in India is sorted for you. You know people who know people kind of situation. Uh, Here, I remember reaching out to someone, can I crash a place? And then I was trying to do all the logistical stuff of getting a social security number, getting a driving license, and getting that phone number because to get a bank account, you need all these three things, and then getting a house. Well, those are hard part. I'll say two, three things which stood out for me was just the compliance part of building a company. For example, most companies in India are registered in Delaware, right? Because Stripe Atlas or whoever you're using, they're going to register in Delaware. But if you're in California and you cannot get employed in California, unlike India, where one central registration with MCA makes you can work anywhere in India. You don't have to do state-wise uh, compliance. In USA, you have to register a entity in California and then take care of San Francisco also. So that was a big eye opener and kind of we thought, okay, we'll use a employer of record, we'll continue. But my visa was sponsored by Zeda. I cannot use an employer of record. You have to have Zeda as an entity here if you're going to be here. So that was a time waste, money waste, uh, took so much of effort for me. That was one. Second thing which I can eye opener in first 3 months from operating perspective was people don't know you. Like in Bangalore, uh, I can say not boastfully, but at least I knew a lot of product committee. And because, like you said, we raised funding, so VCs also knew we had talked to. So it was there. When I landed here, you are nothing. Like you might think you are very important in your world, in your network, but everyone here is so successful, so uh, driven that you are basically starting from zero. You go and say, I'm doing this, okay, then people are not interested. So, how do you build a brand? How do you get people to talk to you? Because your goal is to get meetings, leads, all those things. But people don't have time for you. So, how do you get that? That becomes another challenge. Um, and probably third is loneliness factor. You shifted here, and uh, for me, I was in a relationship, so it's not like you are going to start a life again here. So how do you? I did not study masters here. I did not. I worked here for 1 year for branch folks I knew. Uh, but beyond that, you don't know anyone. So how do you make your day-to-day work here? So that's very challenging to live.
And the third point is so important. In fact, just earlier today in the morning, I was talking to another US India operator. So he works for a US based startup, but kind of started in Bangalore, then moved here, actually did his undergrad here in Berkeley,
Got it.
and now is living in New York. But even he was mentioning the same thing. He's like, look, it's so hard because for the last few years, all his entire center of gravity of his life was in Bangalore. And
Yeah.
now to come into New York, how do you plug in into a new community? How do you make friends? How do you, and I mean, these, as a founder, in general, your life and every day is so tough at so many levels that, having your personal kind of energy sorted is so important from a mental health perspective.
Yeah. That's not, you know, the whole fancy words of grit, perseverance, uh, founder mode, all those try to push you that take out that human empathy or mental health outside. That, oh, you don't need any work-life balance. Why do you need to talk to people? Go work on your laptop and build a company. But that's not how it works.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or at least that's not sustainable. Yeah, you can do it for whatever a 2 3 month YC program or some sort of an accelerator sprint, but yeah, it doesn't work sustainably. So like roughly, let's say if day zero was the day a founder like yourself from India lands in the US, roughly how many months do you think it takes before you actually truly become productive? Like you have your ecosystem set up, and you can actually, 80-90% of your day then is going into actually building out the company instead of dealing with all this stuff.
Usually 3 months.
Three
If
months. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Also, I think depends on the what life stage you are on. Like
Hmm.
if you can do Wi-Fi kind of thing, but if you feel 90% of Wi-Fi or 80% of Wi-Fi is young folks in 20 to 25
Correct. Yeah.
bracket,
Correct.
at that time you are having that energy to meet more people, social, and
Yeah.
you're just out of college and you have that college momentum going on for you.
Yeah.
When you're in 30s, that won't fit well.